Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's Dbless the Barber coming back at you. I've been a little bit inconsistent on YouTube, but we're locking back in 2026. A little delayed on the start, but I got a few videos in the tank. So here I got a point of view haircut. I shot this on my DJI Osmo Pocket 3, chest mounted, and just I kind of shot this video really quick. Video, haircut probably took me about 20, 25 minutes, haircut and beard, mainly because he showed up late and he knew what it was. He needed to get in and out, and so we made it happen. And so, as you see, we've gone ahead and we put our ball line in. We put that line the whole way around. Sometimes I'll do this process where, I'll do half the head and then I'll go do the other half. But for speed purposes, I just created that one guideline all the way around, made sure it was even, and debulk everything underneath of it. Sometimes my process will change from time to time where I will use the guard, not the guard, but I would use the clipper open and create my guideline that way. And then I would kind of fade down just to knock that ball line out. It just makes the process so much cleaner and smoother for me, especially when I'm trying to do something, uh, you know, quick to get my client in and out. Um, it's not for everybody. I feel like some clients like to be in the chair for an hour. Some clients like to be in and out in 30 minutes. In my case, a lot of my clients like to be in and out in 30 minutes. So as you see, I cleaned up that bald area, used the close shaver, and now I'm going in with my Instinct X, and I'm creating that first guideline. As you see, I kind of move a lot quicker. You go open, 2 clicks halfway, and that ball line's pretty much knocked out. And then I kind of like try to detail as I go. I try not to put too much emphasis on the detail work. So I like to go back at the end and, really make sure that I get anything that I may have missed. Almost like getting a second eye on your haircut. As you see, he's got, a few dips in the back of his head. So we got to making sure that we're stretching his skin to make sure we get it nice and clean. And I'm carrying that process the whole way around the head, like I said, because I'm trying to be quick kind of with this haircut. He was supposed to be in at 6:15. I ended up getting in the chair at 6:30. Just traffic in my area is just insane. So getting over there is somewhat of a hassle. So a lot of people end up being late. But that's okay. And he understood that. He texted me ahead of time. And sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Obviously, I don't want to rush every haircut. And I don't want you guys rushing every haircut either. But you have to know your client. That's the most important part. And while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and fade out his beard. He likes a little bit more of a deeper fade just because it sits kind of light near his ear. So we kind of do that. And I don't even use a guard to fade in this one side. And then when I get to the other side, you'll see that I end up using the guards to do it. Why? I don't know. I just kind of did it for the heck of it. I didn't have to. A lot of times I use that corner of the blade, kind of knock it out, especially if the beard's light. If it's a little bit darker, I tend to use guards just to make sure that I'm more accurate in my fading. Then I'll throw on my half guard, and I usually start all the way open, and then I'll go 2 clicks in, and depending on if I can't knock that line out, I'm going to fully close that half guard, and that pretty much knocks it out. I recently did I recently did a video where I talked about a lot of people saying about 30-minute haircuts not being adequate enough time to service your client. And in my case, a 30-minute haircut is the perfect amount of time. I tell people that you have 10 minutes to do the haircut, 10 minutes to shape it up. You have 10 minutes to go back and clean up anything that you may have missed. That's just my process, and it's worked for me for but 12 years. I don't know how to cut slower. but I've learned how to build my clientele around 30 and 45-minute haircuts. If I'm doing a beard, it's usually 45 minutes. If I'm doing a haircut, it's within 30 minutes. As you guys continue to watch my channel, I want to bring a lot more haircuts of just like kind of raw, me just cutting in the shop and just cutting regular people, not just picking and choosing the good haircuts, the good texture hair, and putting it out there. Because a lot of my clients don't expect to have a super sharp haircut. They want a really good haircut that fits them and it's for them. As I'm working through this process, obviously I use that half guard. I go in now with my one guard, same steps. I go open, and then I may slightly close it. Sometimes I may not. Sometimes I'll fully close it and knock out that line, and it's a close enough for me to be able to do that. But that fade is all but done, and it's a lot of that's from using that C-stroke method that you get taught early on in school. And as you see, I'm kind of like, as I'm going back down in my steps because I saw some things that I could have fixed or that I missed in those areas. So to blend that top in, I'm using the clipper over comb method. I've always used this on his hair because it's a lot thicker, and I don't want to just go use 3, 4, and the number 5 guard to blend this in. Makes the process so much easier and faster for me to create that shape right around that parietal ridge. I'm not chasing perfection right now. I'm trying to create what they call the rough draft. And if I see things along the way, I'm going to go grab them instead of trying to wait till the end to go back and now have to fix more of that haircut. And right around his cowlick area, he likes that to be short. So that's why you see me bringing that shape in and bringing it tighter to his head. That is just what my client likes. It's not for everybody. Some people say you leave it and don't mess with it. But to me, it's all about what the client wants. And that's what he wants. So that's what I give him. And as you can see, you can where, I don't know what they call that. I don't know if it's a name for it, but where he has like the ripples in his head. So I take this number 2 guard and I'm just trying to, go in tighter to make sure that I grab some of that dark spot around his parietal ridge. And just try to knock that area down some. And I'm just testing it. I think I should use a 3, not a 2. But I used a 3 and I went down to a 2 to help lighten those spots up. But I'm definitely hoping that I can start getting back on this YouTube thing and start posting some more videos and just being raw, straight to the point. This video here was kind of like spur of the moment, and I just kind of threw it together as far as like wanting to record this haircut. So it's not perfect. Obviously, I could spend more time on this haircut. I usually do spend more time on this haircut, but like I said in the beginning, my client was running late, and it's no excuse. But he also understood the assignment. He understood that I had a client right after him as well, and just having that communication with your client is the most important part. Here I'm working on his beard. I used the number 4 guard all over on his beard, and we end up using the number 1 guard on his mustache. Now I'll begin to line up the back of his beard. As you see, it's very light, but I'm not going to push it in because I want to make sure that I keep this as natural as possible. Same thing with the hairline. It is not going to be a super sharp hairline. It is just enough to clean it up. We're going to grab a couple of hairs and we're going to call it a day. Clean up some of that hair underneath. Sticks up. It's like usually one to three hairs that he has there that we grab, so it's just a little bit cleaner. And me using my second eye, I go back as I see certain parts of the haircut that I could go grab. It's just detailing as I go is what I'm doing. If I see it, I'm gonna try to grab it. And because this haircut, majority of it is done. At this point, I'm like 11 minutes into this haircut, and it just works. I'm trying to get some of them dark spots out. And last but not least, we're gonna get to that top. He likes it pretty short on top. I'm gonna do some point cutting up front. As I get to the back, I'm gonna do more of a blunt cut, just because I'm just trying to create more shape instead of creating texture towards the back. It already sticks up enough. I don't want it to stick up any more than it needs to. And bear with me, this is the first point of view video that I've done. I don't know if I'll keep doing them more, but I got some more videos in the tank that are more stationary and like more backed up of a view. As you see, I'm still creating that same shape that I need to, especially when it comes back to that cowlick. He likes it short, so we cut it short. Some may say, well, why'd you point cut it then? You're just gonna cut over it. Sometimes I'm a messy hair cutter, so I do things and sometimes they don't make sense, but they make sense to me. They may not make sense to you, and that's okay. Everybody has their own style and their own way of doing things. Here you see I come to the front and I just want to make sure that I grab this side. Just says sometimes when I'm behind the client, I don't like creating that shape. It just feels awkward to me in my hand. So I just come off to the side and I just creating that same shape, and I'm just bringing it all to the middle because he does spike it up towards the middle. So I want to make it easy on him as when he goes to style his hair. When he does, sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. We want to make sure it looks okay for both. Look, if you got this far in the video, be sure to subscribe. Be sure to like the video. Drop a comment down below. And just kind of let me know what you think, and let me know your feedback of this point of view style haircut. And what could I improve on? I think I've already explained in the sense of this isn't perfect, but I'm also trying to get into the habit of being disciplined and getting back into the swing of things and trying to just post the content, post the YouTube videos. I recently lost my monetization. Well, not recent. I guess I lost it like 6 to 8 months ago, and I just haven't got back to posting, and now I need to. I want to educate more people, business wise, haircut wise, and just what I got going on overall. I own 2 shops now, one in Pennsylvania, one in Texas. They're going well. They could be better, but I do want to share that journey with you guys. And I hope you guys ride with me along with this journey. So here I'm putting the, finishing touches. I'm cleaning up his mustache. Seeing, clean up any areas that I may, have missed, or I want to make, a little bit cleaner. It doesn't hurt to go over things again, especially if you have the time to do it. You know, at this point, I'm like 16, 17 minutes into this haircut. And sometimes I don't even feel like I'm moving that fast. But as I watch this video back, it's kind of, kind of crazy to think that I was able to execute this haircut in 25 minutes. Haircut and beard in 25 minutes. And I think when I was taking some footage of me getting a hot towel for him and I do the massager, when I put the hot towel on, I must have missed it and I didn't record that part of the content just because I was recording and I didn't know that it had a timer of 30 minutes. Hey, you live and you learn. As I do more of these videos, I'm going to get better. I may not ramble as much. I may get straight to the point, straight to business, but this is the first video back, so I wanted to make sure that I kind of conversate with you guys and let you know what I got going on and just a little bit about what's going on in the video. Most people that's going to watch this video, they're going to know what's going on. This may not be the best beginner style video for somebody. I may create some of that type of video, but this is for the barber that is experienced and they feel like they need to be a perfectionist with their haircut when they just need to just do a good haircut. Especially if you're in a town where, you are the only barbershop around the area. Here I caught a little bit of the towel. I'll try to get some in the footage, but we got it. And it really wouldn't be a real barber experience from, what people tell me in my town if it didn't have the razor. That's like the number one question we get asked in the shop is if we use the razor. And I'm only cleaning up a little bit. I'm not doing too much. I'm not going extravagant, with this razor work. We're putting that line on there. You may not see it being as sharp on the video, but trust me, the ash line is there. You just got to really look for it. Like I said before, I'm going back in, and if I see something, I'm gonna fix it. That's why it helps to do rough drafts when you're going through your process. Yeah, there you can see that ash line coming in there. Make sure you get some of that hair below the eye. I don't know why I'm stuttering. I am shooting this video at almost 10 o'clock at night, and I did a 13-hour day. Like I said, raw, straight to the point. And so as we wrap up this video, I appreciate you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you stayed to the end. I hope you like and subscribe so I can post some more content that you may like or you may not like, and that's okay. But be sure to comment down below and let me know what you think about this point of view. Should I make more point of view videos so you can see the close-ups of what I'm doing? Or let me know on some other ones if you like those where the camera's kind of stationary and it's just zoomed in on one location and you can kind of see everything that I'm doing from afar. Please don't hesitate to tell me if it's just not it. It's okay. I'm not going to get offended. Most people may. Just clean up the small tight areas real quick before we see that final result. You can see that translucent reflection from the ring light, but overall the pretty clean haircut. This haircut's for him. I've been cutting him for almost 5 years, and it works. Thanks for watching.